Hey guys, and Happy New Year to you all. I hope your 2021 is off to a great start. I'm usually not too big on resolutions, but this year I just have a few things that I want to work on, one of which is being grateful. 2020 taught me a lot of lessons, and one of those is to be grateful for everything that I have. I want to carry that gratitude into 2021. One of the other things I want to work on in 2021 is to eat healthier. So I am going to try to incorporate some recipes in most of my videos that are healthier, more veggies, less meat, along with my typical crockpot recipes and everything else that we would eat during the week. So I've got one of those in this video for you, along with another weeknight meal that you could make in the crockpot. I have a dessert recipe to share and also an appetizer. So I've got a lot to get to, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm really excited for this recipe because I love Thai food, but I don't like a whole lot of spice. So I am actually going to have this recipe because we don't need the whole recipe. So I've already cut up 1 pound of chicken breast. You can see it there in the bag. To that, I'm going to add some of the other ingredients, including some cornstarch, some salt, and also some pepper. Also, I have some rice wine vinegar. I show the red pepper flakes here, but I didn't end up using them. I forgot about them. But some ginger, some sesame oil, minced garlic, soy sauce, as I mentioned, the cornstarch, coconut milk, honey, and peanut butter. So I'm going to begin by adding that cornstarch, salt, and pepper in with my chicken, and I'm going to get that well combined, put that in the crock pot. Then I will melt my peanut butter. I will combine all of the rest of the ingredients to make the sauce, and then I'll put that in the crock pot as well. I added my peanut butter to a bowl, and then I put this in the microwave for about 30 seconds just to soften it before I added all the other ingredients. I added the sauce into the crock pot with my chicken, and then I cooked this on high for 2 hours or so until the chicken was cooked through. So here's what the chicken looked like when it was done. I did add a little bit of chicken broth just to thin it out a little bit because the sauce was really, really thick. I served it up on a plate with some broccoli, and then I added some peanuts to it for some crunch, and also some green onion to the top of it as well. This was really tasty. I will say that the sauce itself had some really great flavor, but it was very, very rich. So I definitely would recommend adding the lime juice to this. I think that acidity would really help to cut that thickness of the sauce and just that really rich flavor. So next time I make this, I will definitely add the lime juice. But it was tasty, and it was a really great make at home takeout food. We really enjoyed it. Tonight there's a really big football game on tonight that I'm super excited to watch. Go Bucks. And for that game, we're going to just make a really easy dip that we can snack on throughout the game. So I'm going to use some Cheese Whiz. I had some of this from Christmas that we used for another recipe. So I'm going to use that along with some Steakums, or these Philly cheesesteaks, sandwich steaks, half an onion, and then also some garlic powder, some Worcestershire sauce, and also some pepper. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to finely dice my onion and thinly slice my cheese steaks, put those in a skillet and brown those, and then once the onion is translucent and the steak is cooked through, I will add in the garlic powder, Worcestershire sauce, and the pepper, and then mix in the cheese, and then I'm just going to put that in the crock pot. I should also mention that I cut this recipe in half. We just didn't need that much of it, so I used less than what the recipe calls, and the recipe is down in the description box if you'd like to see it. I put all of my steaks together and thought I'd be able to cut them, but apparently I couldn't. So I then separated them, cut a few of them into small chunks, and then I cut the rest of them before adding these into the skillet. After I added in the cheese whiz, I realized I didn't have enough cheese, so I put a little bit of cream in and just some shredded cheddar to add more cheese to the dip itself, and then I transferred this into my small crock pot. Technically, you don't have to put it in the crock pot, but I wanted to just because we weren't ready to eat it right then, so this kept it nice and warm for us so we could eat it throughout the game. So here's what it looked like after it had been in there for about an hour. Cheese is nice and melted, so I'm gonna go ahead and serve this up, and I have a willing taste tester right here who is waiting for me to be done. So I'm gonna serve this up and then we'll let him try it. Okay, taste tester.
For those that don't know, there is a lot of time and prep work, and usually I have to eat the food cold for you guys.
Not
so
today.
I hope you appreciate
It's
this.
hot today.
Right, it is hot today,
Okay,
but however the chip may be soggy.
It's okay, just go ahead. So I put some green onions on the top.
We're good.
Yeah, I like it, so. Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and get ready for the game. Super excited for the game tonight, so.
I will fall on that sword for you guys anytime though, just saying.
I hope you save some for me.
Maybe.
As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm trying to eat less meat. So tonight I'm gonna make a black bean and sweet potato chili. So here's everything that I'm going to need. I'm gonna start with some sweet potatoes. I need about 2 cups. I need the juice of half a lime, 1 onion. I'll probably only use half of this onion. I'll dice that up. And then I'm going to use some chili seasoning mix, make this as easy on myself as I can. Some unsalted veggie stock, that's all I had on hand. Some minced garlic, a can of chili beans, 2 cans of black beans, some fire roasted tomatoes, some diced green chilies. I'm going to add some salt since the veggie stock is unsalted, and then some pepper. So to begin, I'm going to go ahead and peel and cube my sweet potatoes, dice up my onion, and then I'm going to put my onion in a skillet just to saute it for a few minutes to get it softened. Then I will add everything into my crock pot. Just a few things to add here. So I did rinse and drain the black beans before I added them. And then for the fire roasted tomatoes, I do not like chunks of tomatoes, so I pureed that before adding. Just my preference, you don't have to. And then I'm not a huge fan of a lot of green chili, so that was a 4-ounce can that I only used about probably 2 ounces of. As I was stirring everything together, I realized I forgot to add the garlic. So I went ahead and I just added my garlic in, stirred it together again, and then I cooked this on high for 2 hours and then on low for 4. Here's what the chili looked like when it was all done. You could see it was a really rich and hearty chili. I just cooked it until the sweet potatoes were done and everything else was done at that point too. I was really pleased with how this turned out. I just served it up in a bowl and I added some cilantro to the top of it just for a little greenery and a little freshness to it. But this was really great, didn't miss the meat, and I will definitely be making this again. Tonight for dessert, I'm going to make some super simple baked apple fritters with caramel sauce. I can't forget the caramel sauce. So here's all I'm going to need. Just 1 can of apple pie filling, 1 tube of refrigerated biscuits, and then I will also need some cinnamon and some butter. That's it for the fritters themselves. Then on the top, I'm going to add the drizzled caramel. My mother-in-law makes these really great caramels for us for Christmas, so I'm gonna melt those in the microwave with a little bit of heavy cream. So to begin, I'm gonna cut up my biscuits into 9 pieces each, and then I'm also going to chop up the apples and the apple pie filling, put that into a bowl with my cinnamon, mix that all together. Then I will drop these onto my baking sheet and I will melt that butter and drizzle it over the top. I put my butter in the microwave to melt it, and then I just drizzled that over the top of each of the fritters and put this into a 350-degree oven. I let these cook for 15 minutes, and at that point the biscuit dough was cooked all the way through, so I removed them from the oven and I let them cool completely. And then while those were cooling, I began working on the caramel sauce to drizzle on top. So in my glass container, I sprayed that with a little bit of nonstick spray just to prevent any sticking. I unwrapped some of those caramels from my mother-in-law, put them in the container. I put this in the microwave for 30 seconds. You can see that the caramels melted within the 30 seconds. So then I just added some heavy cream to them and I mixed this together until I got the consistency that I wanted. Then I just drizzled that caramel sauce onto each of the fritters. See how delicious that looks, and then we served these up. These actually turned out really good. I served them up with a little bit of whipped cream and I sprinkled some additional cinnamon on top of them. I wouldn't call them fritters by any means. They weren't what I typically think of as fritters, but they were delicious nonetheless. Well, thanks for watching today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If so, please consider subscribing down below and giving this video a thumbs up. I'll be back here in a couple of days with some more easy weeknight meals for you. Bye.